My name is Alan. I was in the Navy 1963 to 69. Served with the Marine Corps for two years and 7 months as a Navy corpsman. I had served my active duty time and they discharged me directly, so I didn't get to serve in any bases around in the country. And nobody ever mentioned the VA services. I didn't know what I was entitled to. Right? There was no, like there is today, there was no transition period where you learn all this stuff. I didn't know what to expect when I get back. I had heard different things, different stories. It was just, okay, you were there, you did your job, it's over, forget it, go work. And that's kind of the attitude my whole family had. The first 2 jobs, they didn't want to know if I was a veteran or not. Yeah, there was a question on there, and he said, well, you don't have to answer that. I said, I'll answer it, I am, yes. He said, no, we're not going to put that down. I was married before I went to Vietnam. When I get back again, my whole family didn't ask. They didn't want to know. And I needed to talk about things, and they didn't want to listen. My ex-wife got tired of me bringing the subject up. I really broke down, first breakdown. And my wife left me then. I started drinking heavily and wouldn't go to work and just fell out of society. Major depression was one of them, and that caused a lot of anxiety. I would have intrusive thoughts, horrible nightmares. I had always had a problem with sleep, and that was one thing. I would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, regardless of what time I went to bed. And at that time, there was no help where I was. The vet centers hadn't started yet. The VA was 80 miles away. There was an Air Force base there that I went for a psychiatric evaluation. And he said, well, you're okay. And he gave me some medicine. He said, you're okay. I left Maine after this first breakdown, after some treatment there by a private psychiatrist. And I said, maybe a change of scenery would be good, so I came to Florida. And it wasn't good to get, as a matter of fact, it was worse because there's so much sand around, there's so many sandbags. And you look at the ravines and you'll see sandbags. And that always triggered something with me. My second wife was an alcoholic. And I think because I was drinking, I found that to be good. Because my first wife didn't drink and she always got mad at me for drinking. So we kind of had a team there for a while. It lasted like 4 months. I thought it out, I planned it out how I was going to kill myself. And I tried a couple of times. And when I went to Sarasota, the reason they put me in the hospital down there is because I walked in front of a truck. And fortunately was only hit very lightly. And they said, you know, this guy's not right. Yeah, so they put me in the hospital there. The private hospital didn't do much of anything except treat the symptoms. The social worker at the hospital of civilians, she called the VA at Bay Pines, and they had 1 bed left. I went through the PTSD stress unit at Bay Pines. At that point, I think it was an 8-week period, and that's where most of the groups took place in the individual therapy. I was granted 100% disability in '94. You know, my whole life changed then. But I started volunteering at that point. You know, I know a lot of Marines. I know a couple of officers, lieutenant colonels, that things bother them, and they had to seek treatment. So do it now. Don't hide. Don't drink. You're not going to be able to deal with it by yourself. You know, just talk. Go in and talk about it. From there, it's going to evolve into other things. Whatever they offer you, take it. You will get something out of it.